But if those people went, that's too hard, and then go away and say that they've written an album when it's been generated by AI, that's where the cheat comes in, isn't it? You just gave up.
Yeah.
Got something else to do it. Welcome to the Apollo Audio Podcast.
Hello.
I looked straight down the camera there.
Breaking the fourth wall.
Oh, I should have gone that one, really, if I was doing it right.
Is that for the Office 25-year anniversary doing that? What's it called when they do blockheads? Is it blockhead?
The blockheads?
No, is that what they call it? When you're like being interviewed? Is that a blockhead?
Oh, I don't know.
I think that's what they
Sounds
were
like
called after.
Sounds like it could be.
There we
Okay.
go.
You know
Do
more
it
than
on
me.
purpose.
Hello, Billy.
Hello, Martin.
How are you?
Tired, as you can probably tell. Just finished teaching all day.
Always
But now
tired.
I'm ready for this.
And I've been doing installation, and it's got hot again.
Yes.
I've been crawling around on the floor and unscrewing things and wiring things and basically asking why don't things work. Anyway, welcome to the Apollo Audio Podcast. I need to stay at the start. We're on YouTube. If you want to watch this, you can find us on YouTube. If you want to do the normal audio thing that we've been doing for 103 episodes, you can still do that as well. But you'll find the visualized version on YouTube and also on Spotify.
Yeah. Nice. Or my mates just keep sending it into the group chats about me. I was like, oh, I can't watch myself back.
Oh, is that right?
I just can't do it. But so Stanley, stop clipping me, please.
Stop clipping me. Why have you picked that bit?
Yeah.
That's really unfair. Yeah, that's all your friends. So it's been another busy week then, does it, for you?
New Prime Minister.
Yes. That happened this week, didn't it, I guess?
First Indie Prime Minister, as you told me.
Yeah, first Indie Prime Minister. He loves the Smiths. I mean, he's got the whole Manchester thing.
He's actually Scouse, though, isn't he?
Is he?
He was born in Scouseland.
Okay.
In Liverpool.
Well.
But I think he actually grew up in Manchester.
But already, I mean, some sort of positive news, I suppose, in our industry, in that there's already been announcements. I don't know how much of these were pre-planned anyway, or how much of them are just related to specifically new Prime Minister, but some announcements about tax incentives or tax breaks for live performance venues.
Yes.
Again, that sort of support of grassroots music, which I think is necessary.
Definitely.
As we've spoken about, even last week we were talking about small venues, weren't we? I know that includes us. I don't think it's kind of a tricky scenario for us here, I think, because officially we're not a venue.
Yeah, that's the thing. The majority of your income has to come from being a venue, which is tricky because we're such a multi-purpose place.
Yeah,
we do a bit of everything music we do, so it's very hard to pin us down. But we're still fighting for it, and hopefully.
Well, there's other areas. That was kind of a tax break for live music, but there's other things where it's kind of why are recording studios, or for example, are being specifically excluded from certain council tax breaks and things like that, when other things that seem to be broadly similar.
Yeah,
film
recording, film studios who probably don't need a tax break are probably earning millions.
less so. Yeah, I guess.
And then anyway, we've got a big powerful man on next week that can maybe help us.
That's right. Well, I don't know if we'll get away with grilling him, but we'll certainly. We may.
It's not the Prime Minister.
We may touch. No, it's not the Prime Minister. No, we're building up to that.
Yeah.
We've just got to start and then
we'll get there
step up to the Prime Minister. I saw in Ireland, the government in Ireland have made some announcements around use of copyright protection for artists to protect them from AI.
Yeah.
I think I saw one of the Irish politicians describing the use of AI and the use of stems and like stripping out vocals and creating backing tracks as the biggest art heist in history.
Wow. Something
like that.
That's a headline, isn't it?
Yeah.
Christ.
That's why I saw it. Because it was the headline.
Yeah.
But I think, it's true. It's so easy. I mean, I know it's been done for a while that people, there were ways that you could, from an officially released track, you could kind of get rid of that by using a little bit of sort of phase cancellation and EQ and stuff. You could largely remove vocal and leave yourself with a backing track.
Who's doing this though? Who are the type of people that are doing this?
Anybody who wants to make money.
But what are they getting out? I know they write. Are they doing it for a joke? Are they doing it to write a new tune? Because it's like, where's the enjoyment?
Well, no, I mean, there's obviously a legitimate, like not a legitimate, but there's obviously people have always had a desire to have the, I want to do my version of Wonderwall.
Yeah.
I want to do it to the backing track from Wonderwall. So people will make a backing track and say, well, it's okay, but it's not the same. Whereas if you can just take Liam's vocal off of Wonderwall
Yeah.
and have a clean version, so it's an instrumental version,
Yeah.
the original version, but now with no vocal on it, you know, there will be people who will go, that's the one I want, because
Yeah.
now I can really pretend to be Liam,
Yeah.
because I've got everything else about
Yeah.
that track is exactly the same.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a desire for people to
I
want
kind
to
of get
do
that. I remember growing up, I wanted the stems for this certain Deftones song because, like, how do they get it so massive?
Yeah.
And I wanted to find out about it.
Yeah.
But then are they then putting this in to AI to make other songs and say it's themselves?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a step forward, I guess, is like scraping stuff. I think this is more to do with, if you can separate stuff, then I guess with things like samples and things, like people have been sampling for years. We've talked about albums on this podcast. De La Soul, for example, that was full of samples and stripped. There's various other Fatboy Slim. We were talking about sampling on that as well. The idea of sampling is not new, but you had to do a bit of work to get to the creative work that you needed to do. Say, I'm going to use that sample, cut it up, reverse it, stretch it, all that kind of stuff to make this kind of artistic statement, and still declare that you were using that sample. So, you know, largely speaking, people were saying, yeah, that's the sample. It's been cleared. I'm allowed to use it. I've paid for it. All of that. But the way things are at the moment, it's a little bit too easy to take a track, completely dismantle it, do what you want with it. So
It's cutting out the work to actually do it.
it's taking out the work. Or using someone. It's not just cutting out the work. You're using someone else's work, and that's where the big problem comes. I think is that you say, well, I did all the hard work. You're trying to make all the money out of it.
Yeah.
And in the bigger picture thing, that is the big problem with AI scraping data, is that this AI model is now being paid for by people, but all the usefulness of it is because of work that, I mean, legitimately speaking, even work that you and I have done, even if it's on a small level, because if that existed on Spotify or YouTube before, if we posted stuff up there, if we put our music out, then the probability is that some AI large learning model has scraped that data and is using that.
We're talking bad about AI. It's coming after us now.
What was that? Is using that if there was anything happened behind. Now it's on visual. If anything happened behind us.
Yeah.
Oh no.
To our
it's like-
overlords of AI, I actually love you. Please don't come after us.
It's like The Ring. Yeah. Something there was something behind it. No, surely not. Yeah, so that's what's going on. So I saw that the Irish government most recently, I think the Australian government have done something recently as well of similar nature. So it'd be nice to see if that would
I do
sort of
think
follow on.
that thing about hard work, I think, is so true because, like, you went to uni and college to do what you do, taking years to. I've taken years to learn a craft. It shouldn't be instantly good and have that instant product.
Yeah.
It takes everything away from it, and
There's always going to be people who want to do that.
Yeah.
And it's always been, that's why we invent things like, I don't know, electric drills. Things like, take some of the hard work out of it.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
I want it to be a little bit easier, and, people didn't used to do it DIY, but then so I can do it myself because the tools are more accessible and I can have a go, and all the learning, how to do it is all available and all that kind of stuff. We have grown in that way as a sort of culture and a community. Is that, well, I'll have a go.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It is the kind of, I've written a book. No, you haven't.
Yeah.
You had a couple of ideas and the AI generated it out of someone else's work. That's not writing.
No. Well, it's like if Van Gogh's piece was just a digital AI thing, you wouldn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
But the fact he's painted it and stuff like that, the hours have gone into it.
And the drama and the
Yeah.
mental anguish and all that kind of stuff. I know none of that's not necessarily good, but it's all part of the
heart of it,
story of the hardship. And I think we're fortunate that we do encounter. I mean, even whilst I've been here today with you, I've been working on doing sort of wiring checks and installation stuff and engineering jobs. That whilst I've been doing that, you've been teaching people who are physically they're putting the effort in to learn how to play an instrument.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they want the test, I guess, as much as anything else. Yeah, they want to get better, but they want to be able to do it. There are those people who would say, well, I can't be bored with that. I'll just press a button and pretend that I played the guitar.
That's why I don't think
there's no joy in that.
You'll never beat the live element.
No.
Because you can't recreate that. Well, I suppose I don't know.
Yeah.
But, scary times.
Yeah, maybe, but see, I'm still optimistic that there's the value in the like you said, the real person experience, the live experience, the desire to actually put the effort in to learn how to play something and be able to do it you know, there'll be plenty of people who will give up. You'll have experienced that in, your teaching roles. There'll be people that have, you know, carried on, and there'll be some that have done it for a couple of years and gone, you know, it's not for me anymore, or it's a bit hard, or whatever. No problem, not for you. That's fine. Not everyone wants to do it.
No.
But if those people went, that's too hard, and then go away and say that they've written an album when it's been generated by AI, that's where the cheat comes in, isn't it? You just gave up and got something else to do it.
That's what makes it like. That's what makes art is like. Not everyone can do it.
Yeah.
That's what makes it, isn't it? We've had people call up before, and it's like, oh, I've made this song in AI. I want to record it.
Yeah.
I was like, great. I want to record it properly.
Yeah.
How are you going to do that?
Yeah.
And then there's no answer.
No.
Like,
No.
are we going to play drums for you?
A whole song.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much nuance, you know, in this. I know I have spoken to people who said, look, I'd written these songs. I had them all done. And I used something like Suno to say, well, what if this song was in a reggae style, for example? So this, you know, it legitimately say, I did the whole thing.
Yeah.
But then I've processed it, reprocessed to go like, what if it was different? And I'm not sure how I feel about that either, but I can see how it's different.
Yeah.
Because your starting point was still, I created this.
Yeah.
But then I guess you're sort of, instead of finding a friend who said like, shall we have a go at this in a reggae style? You're just going, well, I'll just press this button.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's so many grey areas and all these things, aren't there? It's really challenging.
I've done it for a few plugins, just out of pure laziness. I thought there's like a mastering plugins uses AI, and a mixing one. I come across a mixing one. I was like, I wasn't trusting my ear so much. I was like, I want to see how AI would do it.
Yeah.
And just to sort of test. And I think if you could, again, as a tool, it's great. But if it's not doing everything, I think writing the music is where it's different. But I remember I was listening to the Black Parade earlier today, My Chemical Romance, because again, so many anniversaries been around, but they did 3 nights at Wembley the other day. And I've heard that album a million times, but then I actually noticed like the mix and the mastering of it. It's like someone's actually done that on a fader, and like it was the intro to Mama.
Yeah.
And it's like the guitar like slowly came in, and I hadn't really noticed before. I just thought it was there, but it's like dynamically changes. Like that's an art as well.
Yeah.
Like you can't. You have to be. I'd say you can't teach that. You have to learn that properly, and that takes years. And that's why the big albums so much sound amazing, and the production goes into it because you're paying the big bucks to people like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if AI would create that.
Kind of real time. I mean, one of the things that you'll talk about with expert mixers, the things that differentiate great mixes from not as great mixes, is that they're not static. So they will use things like automation nowadays. I mean, it used to be that physically you would see sort of mixing sessions in the past where you might have 3 or 4 people on a console because 48 channel console or bigger. You know, like we need to change these things as we're going through, but you had to do it real time because it's all printed. You can't come back to it. So they would be like, right, like at this point the drum comes up a little bit more. At this point the reverb comes down. At this point there's a delay that comes in, and you're flying those faders as you go along, taking massive notes so that you can kind of go, like, what did we do? What went into what channel? What level was that? What was the gain? All that kind of stuff is like there. And then you move on to automated desks where you can recall those moves. So when you do them, you can record it and then you can like come back and do it again.
Yeah.
And now, of course, we're working on computers that does the same thing. But you're still writing that automation in. You're saying, as I'm going through this mix, I want this to happen. So you're writing those automation lines as you go through. And that sort of thing makes a big difference to your final mix, that it's not just the drums are at that level, the guitars are at that level.
Yeah.
That's a great starting point, is to know how that works. But to be able to build dynamics, so I want a little bit of a swell in the chorus here, I want this to come down a little bit in the bridge section. It's not just about taking instruments out, it can be about that dynamic push in terms of volume or effects or whatever it might be. Quite excited for a minute. It just makes it like just being that hands-on. And some of these, I don't know, like you're saying about these AI mixing tools, I don't know, I know I kind of refer to them a bit more as maybe machine learning or something like that. It's kind of a quick analysis. It's not so much generative because it's not kind of going, I'm going to change this necessarily.
Gives you an
it's
option,
like,
doesn't it?
there seems to be a little bit too much resonance in the EQ in this area. Maybe I'll just take some of that out. And I'll use these things to sort of identify issues and remove issues. And so much of software is, I don't know, great in one way and not so great in another way. Like it's easy to remove spill from microphones now, for example, if I've got too much spill on a vocal, I can clean that up so the vocal's now clean. If the drums are a little bit out of alignment, I can process that so the drums are a little bit cleaner. Some of that's really useful. Some of it, as we've talked about before, if you overuse that, you just end up with something really sterile.
Yeah.
Because it's not, okay, it's not pristine, but maybe the pristine isn't what you wanted. Maybe the not pristine thing is what's giving it all its natural energy and making it sound good. So.
Definitely.
I don't know if you've seen the UK chart company has announced this week they've been running the album chart has existed for 70 years.
Yeah.
Did you see the news about that? So they've done a new release calculation of the best-selling albums of all time over the last 70 years, which includes physical sales and streaming, which I'm not sure they've done before.
Yeah.
So the top 2 albums are probably not a massive surprise in terms of sales. Do you know what the number
Thriller?
one selling? No, this is in the UK. Okay. So Thriller's definitely up there.
Beatles number 1?
It's not actually. Beatles number 1s is not that high. I think it's partly because it hasn't been around. But you're on the right track. It's a greatest hits album.
Queen.
It's Queen. Queen greatest hits.
And then number 2.
It's the biggest seller. Again, it's another greatest hits.
Eagles.
ABBA.
Oh, okay, yeah.
ABBA Gold.
Wow.
So those are the top 2 biggest selling albums
numbers?
over the last 70 years. But the sort of bigger news, because at number 3, it's a studio album. At number 3, not a greatest hits. It's an original studio album. And it is What's the Story, Morning Glory by Oasis.
Wow.
It's the 3rd biggest selling album of all time.
Is there numbers behind it? Do they know?
There was.
Yeah.
But I can't remember them. I can't remember them. And it's now combined sort of physical and streaming sales. So as we've said before, there's a kind of a, what's the difference? What's actually being played from What's the Story, Morning Glory? Is it the whole album, or is that really racked up because of Wonderwall and Don't Look Back in Anger being played over and over and over again? And do they count as albums because they're played off the album? Yeah. I think they do. Yeah. Nonetheless, it demonstrates the ongoing massive popularity of that band and that album. Yeah. And I think, I don't know that 2 years ago, I'm not sure how high it was. Yeah. But, 30 years into their career, you've got all that announcement about we're coming back, we're going to do live. You've had the whole World Cup scenario with Wonderwall and all that. Every bit of that has got to have been adding in.
It must have been up there anyway.
Research. It would have been, definitely up there.
It would have been in the top 10, surely.
Definitely up there. Yeah. But how
number 3,
far up number 3 is now the biggest, the greatest hits.
Well, what base is though, isn't it? Amount of bangers on that album. Yeah. They could all be singles. Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. They did another chart that was streaming only, which was a little bit different. Again, kind of not unexpected. The streaming only chart is a bit more up to date and is largely filled with people like Sabrina Carpenter and Taylor Swift and all that kind of stuff. and yet, well, it kind of is. Not even if you're a fan of that kind of music. The boring thing about it is it's filled with those people. Yeah. So it's like Taylor Swift's got like 4 in the top 10, and Sabrina Carpenter's got 2 in the top 10, and Olivia Rodrigo's got 2 in the top 10. Yeah. So there's not a great variety of things. Yeah. Whereas if you look at the top-selling albums of all time, top 20, you'll get some of the greatest hits things. Yeah. You do see the Beatles, you do see Queen, you do see ABBA, but then you've got people like Oasis popping up there and various other artists that pop. There's just a little bit more variety because you're covering a longer period of time. And it just proves that streaming's kind of, to me, homogenizing everything. Yeah, I thought it was really fascinating, and I kind of wanted to say, well, there you go, Noel, still doing all right, aren't you? Mate? Oh, bloody hell. Album of the week.
Have we ever called it that?
It's
like Ariel.
That is a new one. What is our album of the week? No, we've never. I don't think we've called that. Although it is actually true. Yeah. It is our album of the week. You chose this one again.
Another heavy one from Martin, but I think you instantly said when we put it on after, I think you'll prefer this one. You went yes straight away. Loathe, a band who I've seen many times. They're constantly touring on support slots. I saw them, must be like 4 years ago now, down the road at Hatfield Slam Dunk, opening one of the tents there at like 12 o'clock. Make sure I got there ready to see them. Because they just, even though they're early, I think they got booked early before the album came out, and they were just like every band's favourite band, like just constantly touring, constantly doing bits. And there's like a really heavy sort of Deftones sort of side, so you've got the really ambient side of things and then really heavy side of things. And it was one of the albums I listened to throughout lockdown, so was just constantly on repeat. So I used to listen. I was running when I started playing drums during lockdown. That album I used to drum along to. So for I think it's 6 years since I released that.
Yeah.
And I was like, why they ain't doing it? It's like, oh, must be touring all the time. This album sounds like it's been 6 years in the studio. I can't. Not that it's flawless, but it's like there's so much thought that has gone into it. There's not one moment.
So this is called A Stranger to You. You said it just came out recently.
Yeah.
Loathe.
Loathe.
I'd never heard of.
It's very big in that sort of
literally
scene.
never heard of.
From Liverpool. And go on. Yeah, what was your first thoughts then?
My first thoughts were, this isn't quite what I expected, because the opening track is whatever it's called.
It's got like spoken word,
it's actually
isn't it?
called Entrance.
Yeah.
And it's kind of atmospheric. It's sort of orchestral-ish, kind of like a little bit of spoken word. It's a sort of a gentle introduction.
Yeah.
You go, what am I letting myself in for? Because sometimes that is a little. I think we've listened to, I don't know, Sleep Token Spring to Mind, that sort of does that little trick.
Yeah.
I think on some of their songs, like we're sort of, oh no, we're kind of, we're nice and gentle, and now we're not. So as you said, after you suggested it, because I was sticking around a little bit after we recorded last week, so I sort of stuck it straight on. I thought, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not quite what I expected. And I have to say, over the course of listening to it this week, I really enjoyed it.
I'm so glad you did. I thought you might. I was worried you wouldn't. Sorry, my phone keeps going off. But everyone I've spoke to about it, everyone I meet now is like, have you heard the new Loathe album? What have you been listening to? Listen to the Loathe album. And it's just got something for everyone. I thought it's very Nine Inch Nails in parts, which I thought a bit industrial, that I thought you'd like. Heavy if you like it heavy. And there's songs that are just not heavy in the slightest, just a nice ambient tune with lovely vocals. And this is why I love metal music, because if you're willing to go to that extreme, it means you like all the other stuff on the way as well. So there's like this Spanishy sort of section there. I was like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine any other sort of genre going from that to that. And it's not done in like poor taste. It does it because it suits the song. And I think that's so cool. And I love the fact they're very like bass heavy, very low end driven. Like the bass is like a sort of lead instrument. If you see on the video for Fangs, I think it is, he's got a bass, like a dual bass and guitar. So he'll play it both in the song with the bass player. And they've just got such a huge sound. And like I said, it sounds like it's been 6 years in the studio.
Yeah,
like
it's really well produced.
It sort of made
well
me
written
think,
and well produced, I think to say as well.
It sort of made me think, Christ, I need to up my game songwriting, like the amount of time that sort of goes into that.
Well, we just talked about dynamics and things like that. I don't, like you said, the progressions within songs. There's like in comparison to what we listened to the debut album Bring Me the Horizon last week, which is like it starts and it finishes
on 11,
and it doesn't change at all. Throughout the album, basically. And I suppose if you like that sort of thing, I mean, you could say the same thing about the Ramones. But it's easier for me to kind of get that style than the Bring Me the Horizon. Whereas this has got so much dynamic, as you said, so much variety, so much change. It is 55 minutes long, I think, album, 14 songs. But they're not all different. It's not like you're kind of going through, this isn't the same as the last one. There's clearly, thematically, it's there. It's clearly the same band. All the way through. But there is elements of the stuff that we've talked about with Bring the Horizon. There is that shouting, there's the screams, there's the heavy. But to me, in comparison to the Bring Me the Horizon, it never felt overbearing or even completely out of place. It was like, okay, I get it. I know why this is it. I know why this is here. And it works. And then it has some impact. And then I'll do something else instead, rather than just. There's a phrase that you used before. I don't want to be shouted at for half an hour.
I can imagine buying this one on vinyl. I've been thinking it because I've been listening to it so much. It's like, this could be album of the year for me. I've given it a couple goes and I loved it straight away. And I don't usually buy heavy vinyls, but this takes you on such a journey. And it sounds weird thing to say, like, this is an album. It's not just a collection of songs like the other ones might be. It's like, I love the interludes, the bits at the end of tracks. Every single minute, a second is thought out and about. And I was like, even in the playing, not just in the production, I saw a video of them, for one of their songs on the album. The guy's using 2 snares. He's got like a dead snare in one bit and a really bright snare. And they're not just like that in production, they're doing that.
Yeah.
And they've really thought everything about it, and music production and their image as well, so cool. They've got that mystique about them, and I just think, yeah, I love to. That's what music's about for me. I think it's intelligent music as well, I think, but easy to listen to. Not intelligent, like sort of wanky music where you think, oh, this is too cool.
I really enjoy. I mean, honestly, I had it on a lot in the background, so I wasn't like sort of intently listening to it. But it was really, like I said, quite good to have on in the background. It's like, this is the sort of thing. If anyone puts this on, I'm not going to. Oh God, really? It's just like, oh, you might go, what's this?
Yeah.
Because there's always something that comes along. Oh, this is good. What is this? I like that. What is it? I'd be interested. I know nothing about the band, and I didn't do a huge amount. You know, sometimes it's a little bit easier than others. It's not that as easy to find out much about Loathe as it is about other bands. For example, on Tidal, where I typically listen to albums at the moment, there's no bio on there, so there's nothing about.
I think they do that on purpose.
The band.
There's a bit of a.
So, but I don't even know that.
That
it's on purpose. Like there's nothing
very
about
minimal
the band.
Sort of thing. Yeah.
So I know nothing about them other than what I've heard, and said I actually really enjoyed it. So this is good. I don't know that I'm going to kind of, not to the extent that I want to kind of check out more or look into it particularly more, but just like this is a decent choice.
It's a step into that sort of genre. And I think
maybe
they're the best.
But as you said, I think more in line with some things that I already listen to, like, because as we've discussed before, it's not that I've got a particular thing that I like or a particular taste. Growing up, I did a lot of industrial electronic was what I was listening to when I was growing up. Things like, I mean, Depeche Mode were the light end of it, but Einstürzende Neubauten, Original Ministry, Tackheads, Adrian Sherwood on New Sound, all that kind of stuff. That's it's not the same, but it's not the Saturdays, who I also like. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So to get like music like this is not completely out of my wheelhouse. Whereas I found Bring Me the Horizon, just like I don't.
Yeah, it's that other end of the spectrum, isn't
but
it?
as well as you also said, I am because I walk past the poster every day in here as well. I thought, well, maybe be interesting to have a listen to something like Sempiternal from Bring Me the Horizon and say, well, is there more in that for me?
Definitely,
because
it's so much more electronic.
Yeah.
And I think you definitely enjoy that.
Yeah.
But this for me, and another reason I really like it, and the reason I like metal in general, is just like it's got one of them things. It just makes you pull a face. I remember listening to it in the car, and I had this like sort of like stank face on the whole time, but not purely for like the breakdowns, but for the choice of melody, for the choice of chords, anything that made you go like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. Yeah. Again, that's why I'm not just shit on pop music, but it's like, if you can tell what's coming up, it doesn't really do anything for me. If it's too predictable.
Yeah.
But this stuff, it always surprises me. Like second or third listeners, like, oh my God, I forgot that was coming.
Yeah.
And I think that's so cool, timing, chords and like riffs. And not so much that you can't get your head around it and like, oh, that's weird. It's like, oh my God, that's so cool, so amazing.
Yeah, those gear shifts when they work can be brilliant.
Yeah. Because I think we try a lot in the band. Is like it sounds really cool as two parts. They might be in the same key, but like I'm always like hone on like let's practice the transition.
Yeah.
Because that is the main part. Like it might sound good together in that bit, but as a song does it develop? They might sound too good bit, but let's try it from 2 minutes before.
Yeah.
See if that works, and then after, because it's got to suit the whole like journey of the song. Yeah. You can't just have a random bit.
Yeah.
And
no, I agree with you, and I find I'm working that way in production as well with artists. Like this, like we go from verse to chorus or chorus to bridge or something like that. So like these bits are good, but I'm not feeling like I'm led into it correctly, or just feels like there's something missing, and it can be something really simple. It can be adding something. It can be taking something away. It might need sometimes it's as simple as a cymbal crash. You know? It's like it just needs something to go. Oh yeah,
just serve the song. And I always find like a really popular song that I've never really thought about the structure for. "Miss You" by Blink-182 starts with a verse and goes to another verse like songs do. There's a chorus. Do you think it's going to go down to the verse again? Just hits you with another chorus because your ear wants it. It thinks it's going down again. That's not a normal structure, but it's a massive song because you're giving the crowd what they want there. It's just like let's get straight to it. Let's get to the point. We've had our sort of build up. And it serves it. It doesn't feel like it's out of nowhere. Yeah,
it's really interesting and I think we've talked about collaboration before, and I think that's where sometimes being in a band because you've got a set of ears, or working with a producer because you've got a collaborator who might say that hook we need that back, and we need it back faster because that's the hook. Or it could be that section is good, but I'm done with it now. You're going on too long. We need to cut that because it's repeating too often. Doesn't mean it's bad, but I'm now like, okay, let's move on to the next thing. And sometimes you need a little bit of outside perspective to be able to tell that, because it's like, yeah, but it's great. Yeah, it is great, but it's not great enough to stay.
Yeah.
Or getting rid of the repeat of it makes it even greater.
Was it Kill Your Darlings? Is that
Kill Your Darlings. That's right. Yeah.
That's a cool phrase. But yeah, and I think this album might not be for everyone because it can be long in parts of the ambient sort of parts. But if you want to sit back and listen to something, I think you've got the choice. You've got shuffle. You can do what you want. I don't think it would really work on shuffle. If you want your heavy songs, you can choose them. But if you want to sit back and have the journey of this album, I think it's a cool place to start in metal.
Yeah, I agree with you. Give yourself an hour of just like a listening experience rather than, like playlist is, as we said before, playlist hit after hit after hit. Oh, I like the song, I like the song, I like the song, I like the song. Sometimes having an experience of an album where it's like, oh, I don't know what this is yet.
Yeah, it's got so much more payoff.
And you get that eventually you grow with it, you get that payoff, you go, oh, this is not what I expected. I've not experienced something like this before. And especially if you're an artist, a writer or something like that, even if it's not directly something that you go, I like this, you might find something in it to go, do you know what, that's a good idea though. I'd like, even if it's structurally, arrangement, like transitions, that kind of thing. Oh, I get that works. Yeah. I want to try something like that in my stuff. Yeah. Really good.
Very cool.
So a surprisingly good choice. I don't mean surprisingly good choice. Surprisingly good choice.
You're due a turn now, aren't you? I've had my couple heavy ones.
Yeah. How can we turn the screw on you, Billy?
What's the most extreme?
How can we turn the tables? I've tried that before.
Kramer's greatest hits.
Oh my God. Brilliant. Thank you very much, Billy.
Thank you, Martin.
Thank you for listening and watching, if you've been watching, and clipping, if you've been clipping.
Yeah, just.
That's been the Apollo Audio Podcast. We talked about A Stranger to You by Loathe. What else did we talk about? Charts, AI, government. Yeah. That's what you get every week, basically. It's that kind of stuff.
We actually got the script from AI this week, didn't we? Just programmed it. It's
not even us that's here. I wasn't actually here today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We'll be back next time with another episode. We are Instagram at Apollo Audio Podcast. If you want to write to us on email.
Apollo Audio Hartford.
I was going to say nobody ever does. I thought you were going to do that. Nobody ever does. You can write to, the email address for the podcast is apolloaudiopod@gmail.com. Yeah. You can do that. Find us on the internet at Apollo Audio Podcast. We're on YouTube, all that kind of stuff. But as is most important, if you're interested in writing, performing, learning, recording, production, the studio is in Hartford. We're apollo-audio.co.uk on the internet. All the details you need are there. See you next time.
You sure you forgive me?